Good evening, everyone. I'm Marco Davis, CEO of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus Institute. Thank you for joining us as we recognize the hard work and accomplishments of the CHCI Spring 2021 class of congressional interns. This cohort is made up of 19 exceptional young Latino, Latina, Latinx leaders representing 12 different states and Puerto Rico. They're enrolled in 18 different higher education institutions, including my own alma mater, and 2/3 are the first in their family to attend college. While naturally political science is the most represented major, we also have leaders studying engineering, human biology, architecture, psychology, and journalism, among other subjects. It is truly a Renaissance group. Now, the start of a new Congress creates new opportunities, and these interns took on the challenges of helping offices as they develop the agenda for the country, and you'll hear more about that in just a few minutes. They've faced many challenges during the pandemic. Along with learning how to navigate a virtual workplace, the interns have learned how to strengthen their professional skills and become better leaders in their communities. The topics that they discuss during our weekly programming also have helped them look at policy issues more pragmatically, allowing them to become better advocates in the future. These 19 outstanding leaders now graduate from CHCI's Congressional Internship program and join our network of over 4,400 alumni. And of course, neither this event nor in fact the entire program would be possible without the support of an incredible set of corporate partners who have stood by CHCI and made significant investments in developing the next generation of Latino leaders by helping to fund our Congressional Internship program. This group of partners and CHCI champions includes Walmart, the founding sponsor of the CHCI Congressional Internship Semester Program, the Coca-Cola Foundation, Charter Communications, Chevron, the National Association of Broadcasters, Amgen, ExxonMobil, MasterCard, who is the official curriculum partner of the Congressional Internship Program, Bristol-Myers Squibb, and the Structured Finance Association. We're incredibly grateful for all of this support. And interns, I know that these partners all share our sentiments in wishing you good luck in your future endeavors. They, like we, can't wait to see what continued impact you have on our community and the nation. And now let's start to welcome the prestigious guest speakers who've come to share some words of wisdom, encouragement, and thanks for all that you all have done. First, I have the pleasure of welcoming none other than our distinguished chair, Congresswoman Nanette Diaz-Barragan, who represents California's 44th Congressional District.
Thank you for joining us as we celebrate the tremendous accomplishments of our Congressional Hispanic Caucus Institute congressional interns. This cohort of CHCI interns is an embodiment of perseverance. They overcame the circumstances presented to them by a global pandemic and adapted to a virtual workplace. Over the past several weeks, they have answered calls from constituents, assisted congressional staff, and above all, helped ensure success for their offices during these incredibly challenging times. Through their hard work and dedication, they have made a positive impact on Capitol Hill and the districts they serve. Now, they are uniquely equipped to continue their professional journeys and lead the communities they call home, come what may. They are and will continue to be agents of change. These young leaders are now graduating from CHCI's internship program and are joining an incredible list of alumni striving to uplift each other and the Latino community as a whole. We wish them well on their future endeavors. To our intern graduates, you are now and forever a part of the CHCI familia. Estamos orgullosos. We can't wait to see what you do next. Congratulations again.
Thank you so much, Chairwoman Barragan. Our next guest is a longtime friend and ally of CHCI who has hosted interns and fellows for a number of years, in addition to being a tremendously skilled and effective leader who has the admiration and respect of her peers. Please welcome the illustrious Congresswoman Jan Schakowsky from the 9th Congressional District of Illinois.
Thank you so much, Marco, and thank you so much to the Congressional Hispanic Caucus Institute, and congratulations to each and every one of you 19 who are graduating today. It's just such a special, wonderful thing to have you serving in congressional offices, in committees, and personal offices, in both in the Senate and the House. It's really awesome. So I want to especially call out Ryan Rodriguez, who is my intern. And you know, Ryan, I'm so sorry that I've never actually met you in person, but I'm so thrilled that actually you're going to be sticking around for a couple of weeks, and I'm hoping that you can actually come into the office. We'll all put on our masks so I can see you. The only place I've seen you is your face on the screen at some of the briefings that you've gone to, and you've been enormously helpful. Putting together the clips, doing research, going to briefings and reporting back for the office. It's really been essential work. And I am so hopeful that all of you have had an experience that will stick with you for the rest of your life and even maybe shape your life. I'm hoping that you will consider public service for the rest of your life, but even if you choose another path, I hope this is something that you will remember as a very important leadership training for whatever you decide to do. I wanted you to know that I know that the issues of immigration and citizenship are so important. I myself am the daughter of immigrants. Neither of my parents was born in the United States of America. So the work of the Institute, the work of the interns is so important, very often in raising those issues too, and creating the kinds of leaders who can make the changes that we need. So I am just so happy to congratulate you on all the work that you have done for us. We look forward to seeing what you're going to do in the future. And just to know that so many of us are in Congress are here to help advance your dreams of the future, to thank you for what you've done today, but also to be there for you, to have your back, and to help you as you go forward to change the world in wonderful, wonderful ways. So congrats. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Congresswoman Schakowsky, for those kind words and the incredible generosity you've always exhibited to all of our program participants and to the organization. And now I'm very pleased to welcome our next guest speaker. As I mentioned a few minutes ago, this program and events like this would not be possible without the support of our corporate partners. And you know, a few years ago, when CHCI expanded our internship program from originally only being a summer opportunity to include the spring and the fall semester cohorts like this one, Walmart was instrumental in making that possible. They are the founding sponsor of the semester program. And now, in addition to leading Walmart's continued engagement with CHCI, this gentleman recently joined the CHCI board of directors, so I get to interact with him on a regular basis and learn from his wisdom. So please join me in welcoming the Walmart Vice President of Federal Government Affairs, Bruce Harris.
Marco, thank you so much, and good evening, everyone. It's great to be here with esteemed members of Congress, our partners, and this year's outstanding interns. It's truly a pleasure to celebrate this amazing group of young leaders. Since 2009, when CHCI and Walmart began our partnership, this program has had a tremendous impact on numerous interns, 270 to date, including this year's cohort from the spring. CHCI Walmart interns have served in the offices of 77 House members, 23 senators, and on 1 committee. At Walmart, we know that diversity is our strength and that Capitol Hill should look like the communities we serve across our country. That's why we helped start this program 12 years ago. This exceptional program has provided its alumni with invaluable leadership skills and has developed young leaders for roles in public service. The program has been critical to expanding opportunities to communities of color and to ensuring that our nation's future leaders reflect the rich diversity found across the United States. We are so pleased that many alumni have gone on to serve in permanent positions on Capitol Hill, in federal government agencies, and in organizations across Washington, D.C. CHCI interns, as you complete this program, please know that you have gained the experience to make a difference in your future and the future of others. As you reflect on your time as a CHCI intern, please remember the relationships you've developed and the lifelong friendships that you've made. And when you return to your regular routines, I hope you'll bring a deeper understanding of the legislative process and public policy and a more profound confidence with which to pursue your professional goals. I want to take a moment to recognize CHCI for their tireless work recruiting future leaders with great promise to participate in this program, and for all of your hard work in adapting to this year's hurdles. Your efforts have made this program a resounding success, well worth Walmart's continued engagement over the years. Finally, to the interns, you're quite an impressive group. We're so proud of what you've accomplished already. We know you'll continue to do impactful work in the years ahead, and we can't wait to see what that looks like. Congratulations and best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Bruce, and to all our sponsors for making it possible for us to work with these Latino leaders. Hello, everyone. I'm glad to have you join us and share in this celebratory moment. My name is Sasha Frausto, and I am the College Programs Manager at CHCI. So I get the distinct honor to work with and learn from our congressional interns throughout their time with us. They share similarities, have differences, come from different parts of the country, but all have the desire to make a difference in their communities, confront the challenges, and transform what leadership looks like. They've embarked on this 12-week journey together, and to share a little about his experience, I welcome Ryan Rodriguez joining us from Chicago, Illinois. He attends Florida International University and was placed in the office of Congresswoman Jan Schakowsky. He was selected by his peers to share a few words with us today. Ryan?
Thank you so much for that, Sasha. Hi, everyone. My name is Ryan Rodriguez, and I'm really honored to represent the Spring 2021 cohort as we begin celebrating this semester of growth as CHCI undergraduate congressional interns. I first just wanted to take a moment and say thank you to all of our families, networks, corporate sponsors, congressional members, and office teams for being here. I'd like to give a special thanks to Team Schakowsky, Miguel and Gidget, who are CHCI alums, Team Chevron, and my university, FIU, for all the love and support these past few months. I'd also like to take a moment and thank and honor the 11 million undocumented Americans currently living in the United States who do so much to support us and our communities each and every day. We see you and we appreciate you. I thought a lot about what it is that I wanted to share with you all this evening. I thought maybe this is, finally the moment I get to lead my CHCI Zumba class, but I guess we'll settle for my TED Talk. But working in my congressional office, I think two things really stood out to me the most this semester. One being that running a country is really hard. There are no instructions, no scriptures, no right or wrong answers, just decisions to be made. But with that being said, it would be impossible to even try and run a country without the brilliant, kind, compassionate, and hardworking people who support our nation's capital. If there's one thing that I'm grateful for in this experience, and I think my cohort members would say the same, it's the value that you all have brought into our lives in the work that we do in our offices and in the conversations that we have every day. As we've spent the past year trying to make sense of this world, both in and out of breakout rooms, I think one theme has really remained clear amongst it all, that we, more than ever, all what we long for is a seat at the table. Every speaker, every conversation, every goal has had some element of wanting to represent the Latinx community at the table. It's the agenda that's been instilled in us since day one, but if you really think about it, a seat at the table is intimidating. How much of ourselves can we sacrifice to be at this so-called table? I want to ask everyone to take a moment and play with this idea of taking a seat at that golden table that we always talk about. What kind of table do you imagine? Who is sitting there? And how do you feel? Often we get caught up in this idea that we as a community and as individuals are fighting for a seat at the table, but far too many times we don't even know what our own table looks like or if we really even want to be there. We are our ancestors' wildest dreams, but when I think about my ancestors, I do not imagine them sitting at a boardroom table. I see Taino and African souls gathered around the bate, dancing bomba to share the magic of rhythm and resilience with one another. I see my abuela and her sisters sitting on a dirt floor in Mayagüez, making dolls out of mango pepas and sleeping in the communal bathtub of the first place they ever called home in Chicago. At my table, I see all of you, an amazing cohort of resilient individuals ready to shape the world as we know it. I think a lot about what the song Rene by Residente means when he sings about his childhood, and if you've never heard it please take a moment to do so. But Residente shares the quote, "Compartíamos todo, la mesa es redonda." We shared everything. Our kitchen table was round, round like a bate. What if the tables we imagined in our minds were round? The words we use to describe and imagine our future are a direct manifestation of the people we become. That vision is salient to the values and systems we ultimately project, but our world doesn't need more tables. We need different ones, strong ones, round ones, tables built with equity, love, craftsmanship, fair trade labor, and sustainable materials, of course. We were born into a world where for some reason tables are where decisions are made, and that is just simply the truth. Tables dictate everything in our lives. Every conquest, every war, and every treaty ever signed was at a table. But when we accept that this is true, we have the responsibility to go into spaces and not just sit at the table, but make it ours. So I ask that tomorrow, when we all go back to our grind and begin carving out how to get a seat at the table, or perhaps build our own, maybe we envision a round table with lots of chairs around it so that we too can share. Maybe you don't even envision a table at all, but whatever space you enter, own it, shape it, and make it yours. Porque como dice Benito, el mundo sí es tuyo. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan. That was great. And a big thank you to the offices that partnered with us to host CHCI interns this session and provided an invaluable experience to our young leaders. Without further ado, the reason we're all here, I present to you the CHCI Spring 2021 Congressional Internship Class. Congratulations to the Spring 2021 intern class. We're proud of the amazing leaders and change makers you are and are evolving to be. We can't wait to see all that you will accomplish.
Apologies, I'm muted. Thank you so much, Sasha. Technology. I wanted to jump back in real quick because if those of you who aren't familiar with the life of members of Congress, you should know that sometimes their schedule and their time is not their own. And if I understand right, there have been some votes happening this evening, which has impeded their schedule a little bit. But we are extremely lucky that we have been joined by one more guest who wants to speak and share some great words. And I'm really proud to welcome this member, to introduce this member, because on the one hand, he won a pretty electrifying race in the fall of 2020, making headlines in the course of doing it, but also because he doesn't know it, but I actually grew up in his district. I am from Mount Vernon, so I know firsthand the amazing community he represents, and I've already heard wonderful things about his leadership even before he got to Washington, D.C. So please join me in welcoming Congressman Jamal Bowman from the 16th Congressional District of New York.
Thank you so much, Marco. Peace and love to you and your family, and peace and love to everyone on the call. I want to say congratulations to all of the Congressional Hispanic Caucus Institute interns on completing their internships. This is an incredibly crazy time for all of us, and you should be proud of yourselves for joining a congressional team in the middle of a pandemic, in many cases working remotely the entire time. Congress would not be able to run or serve our constituents the way we do without the hard work of interns and the valuable perspectives that young people bring to our offices. My office is proud to partner with CHCI and host interns. I want to congratulate Kevin Victoria, who interned in my office. Kevin was our second intern ever in the office and really helped to pave the way for our internship program. He always showed up with a positive attitude, eager to work on new projects, and provided great feedback to the team. I also want to shout out Kevin for his input on our social media strategy to make sure we're connecting more with younger people. Thank you, Kevin, and thank you to CHCI. I'm glad to see an organization making space for Hispanic and Latino staffers and ensuring we have a diverse backgrounds and perspectives represented throughout Congress. I hope that you all gain something from your experience, just as Kevin did, and use your internship as a chance to keep connecting and learning. Thank you all so much for the work that you do. Peace and love to you all. Let's change the world together. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Congressman Bowman, for hosting Kevin in your office. And to our interns, you all should be extremely proud of how far you have come. And I just want to thank you for letting us be part of your leadership and professional journey. Although your program is coming to a close, this is not the end for us. Our interns will now become alums. And to welcome them to that side of the CHCI familia, we have the CHCI National Association President, Jose Plaza.
Thank you, Sasha. First and foremost, I would like to thank Marco and the CHCI staff for facilitating another great internship program and providing a rewarding experience for the graduates as we navigated through this pandemic. Thank you to our program sponsors and to the elected officials who have opened their offices to provide an invaluable experience for this class. To this year's cohort, congratulations. Your admittance into CHCI is no small feat. You all represent the best and brightest from our community. That is both an accolade and a serious responsibility to dwell on. For every one of you admitted, there were countless others that were not granted a spot in our programs. Now, as a graduate of CHCI, you have the responsibility to continue opening the doors and leading others like you into similar opportunities. Years ago, when I moved to DC to complete my fellowship, I remember being scared and excited at the prospect of picking up and doing something completely different. Yet, in retrospect, having done CHCI resulted in me recognizing that the goals I had set for myself we're just but scratching the surface at the success to come. Now, I challenge you to dream bigger and recognize the amazing accomplishment that this is. Many have told you before, but your class is more resilient than ever. The last few years, this generation has experienced political unrest, a racial reckoning, and an urgent call to action to right the wrongs of those that came before us. As people of color, as immigrants, and children of immigrants, our communities have faced consistent challenges. But difficulties have been part of this learning process and made us that much more resilient. It is your duty now to use this experience to embolden and continue making strides. For some, this might just be another line in their resume, but I challenge you to strengthen the relationships built, recommit yourself to the ideals which you listed in your application, and utilize this vast alumni network to affect change in your community. Your journey is just getting started, and when you look back at these moments, I hope you will appreciate the lessons and the fact that through a pandemic, shifting learning modalities, and in a world trying to figure out how to survive, you successfully completed this program. CHCI for me was a life changer, and here's why years later, I continue committed to ensuring that young people like myself, yes, like myself, have this once in a lifetime opportunity. I have the privilege of serving as a national president for the CHCI Alumni Association and representing the more than 4,000 alumni across the country. I hope wherever you call home, be it Hemet, California, Humacao, Puerto Rico, or Mission, Texas, you will continue learning, bettering yourself and your community, and utilize the CHCI Alumni Association as a resource for your continued success. So without further ado, it is my privilege as a president of the Alumni Association to welcome you to our alumni familia and hope that you will remain active as an alum. CHCI and the Alumni Association are only as reputable as its members, and I hope you will take an active part in continuing to elevate our organization. Go out and make this a better world. Felicidades y seguimos luchando. Gracias.
Thank you so much, Jose, for your inspiring and insightful words and for your leadership of the CHCI Alumni Association. Our alumni, including these 19 newest members, are in good hands with you and your team. Well, that brings us to the end of our program. We hope you all have enjoyed meeting, learning about, and celebrating our spring 2021 interns. As all of our speakers have said, we couldn't be prouder of you all for the work that you've done this semester. And more importantly, we're grateful for the commitment that you've shown long before you joined our program and the passion that you continue to show for making both our community stronger and our nation better. You were leaders before you joined this program, and as Ryan said, we pulled out a seat at our table for you. Let's see you continue to pull out and bring new chairs to the table. So as a wise person once said, remember that this isn't the end, it's just the end of the beginning. We look forward to continuing to support, work with, and learn from each of you as the CHCI Familia and Alumni Network continues to grow and advance our vision for a brighter future led by the next generation of Latino leaders. As always, please stay safe and healthy. Muchísimas gracias y muy buenas noches.